I would like to welcome Mr. Anis Kimire from Nepal. Hi, Mr. Anis.
Yes, hello.
Okay. Can you hear my voice clearly or still noisy?
Yes, there is a little bit of disturbance though. Still coming. The small disturbances.
Oh, really? Still, you still can hear it? I mean, the disturbance?
I think it's gone now. Yes.
Okay. So, namaste, Mr. Anis.
Namaste.
So, how are you feeling for
I'm
this
feeling
evening?
I'm feeling great. I'm excited. I can't wait to start.
Me too. I'm excited to see your presentation. So, before you start, one question for sure. Like, I want to know your opinion about cross-cultural understanding. In your opinion, like, yeah, I want to collect your opinion about cross-cultural understanding.
Yeah, okay. So, in my point of view, cross-cultural understanding is is the how we value each other's culture. For if it is the culture of the other country or from somebody of the other background, how we see and how we value the culture of some other country or some other background or some other religion. So how do we take that culture, how do we value their views and opinions, and how do we understand that the culture of the other countries or the other religion work? So I think to understand that and to accept the religion, sorry, the culture as it is known as the cross cultural understanding.
All right, that's so surprising me, like your opinion about cross-cultural understanding. Thank you, Mr. Anis. So you can start your presentation. The time is yours.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Is it visible, my screen?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Yes, great, great. So hello and namaste to every single one present here. My name is Anis Kimire and I am from Kathmandu, Nepal. So I welcome all of you in this cross-culture sharing of my country, Nepal. And without any further ado, let me start my presentation. So before I jump in and start to talk about the features of my country, I want us to have a look at the main topics for today. So first, I will be starting with the general overview. Then I will talk about the religions of my country. Then I will move towards the festivals, the kind of festivals that we celebrate and what does it mean to us. Then I will move towards the food that we eat and the food that we love the most. Then I will talk about the education system and how does the Nepalese language fit in that education system. And next, I will be sharing with you the famous tourist destination in my country and with a short video of about 1 minute. And finally, I will be ending with the history of my country. I want to share just a few important events in our history. So let's get to the first one straight away. So this one includes the general overview of my country. In this one, I talk about the most basic features of my country. So in the first picture on your left hand side, you can see the map of Nepal. As you can see, it is in between India and China. So India and China covers our surrounding, and we have a total area of 1,47,561 square kilometers. And Kathmandu is our capital city. And I think Kathmandu is the most populated city, and it is the city where people visit a lot. So in the second picture, as you can see, there is the map of our country. So now you might have noticed the flag has a very different shape. And let me tell you, this flag is the only flag in the world which does not have a rectangular shape. Almost all the countries in the world, they have the shape of a flag like this. They have a rectangular shape, but our country has a different one. And that shape is known as the pagoda shape. So pagoda is something that you can see very nicely in the Buddhist stupas. On the ceiling the pagoda is placed. So that is the shape of our flag, and the colors inside this are red, it's the crimson red, it's the white, and it's the blue. So the two objects inside the flag are the sun and the moon, and it that says, until the sun and moon exist, till then the Nepalese people will exist. So that is one of the major symbols in our flag. In the third picture on your left, at the bottom, you can see beautiful Nepalese women in cultural dress. And the population of our country is about 29 million and increasing. So the population is about 29 million. And on the last picture, you can see some great men dressed in great clothes. So those were the Ranas, and these guys were the prolific figures in our Nepalese history. So what I want to say through this picture is that we have a great history, a history that goes back to many, many, many years, thousands of years. And I will be talking more about the history on the later segment of my present part. And that is the religion. So the major religions of my country. And you can guess by seeing in the slide, the first one is Hinduism. So 81.3% of Nepalese people in our country, they follow the Hindu religion. They are Hindus. In the second picture, as you can read, 9.9% of people, they are Buddhist and they follow Buddhism. And you might be confused by looking at the second picture, but that is not a monkey. That is just that is not me. That is just a monkey. I'm sorry, I just messed up my own joke. And the at the last you can see that the 4.4% of Nepalese people, they are Islam. And not that these are the only religions. We have a lot of religions that follow, but these three are the most popular, and these three population take over most of our population. And let me tell you something, our country is not Hindu country or Buddhist country, it is a secular country. And by secular, what I mean is our country welcomes every kind of religion. Our country is not based on a single religion. We welcome every single religion. We respect every religion. We the Hindus have no problem with Buddhists. Buddhists have no problem with Islam. We live together in peace and harmony. That is one of the important features of our country. We live in peace and harmony. Now let me move to the other slide. That is, this slide consists of the major festivals of Nepal. So let me start with Dasai in the first picture on your left hand side. So the important features of Dasai festival is, the first one is that it is the most celebrated and the most popular, famous, loved festival by the Nepalese. And in this festival, the family members, close friends, they gather together, even if they are living far away from each other. They, on the occasion of Dasai, we gather together, and the elders, they give blessing to the younger ones. We put on tika on our forehead. Tika is very popular in our culture. um, Men, women, we put tikas, both of us. And so tika in dosa, it consists of rice grains with red color powder and with a little bit of water, and that just sticks to the forehead. And the elders apply their tika to the younger ones and give them the blessings, to do well in your career, in your future, study well, be a good person, and that kind of blessings are passed upon from the elders to the younger ones. And another feature of Dasai, very, very special feature, is that you can see by the picture the swing. So what happens is, in many local areas, the younger people, they collect the bamboos and they make a swing by themselves. They tie the knot together and they make themselves a swing. So it is very scary. I myself have never gone on that swing. It has a lot of height, and if you imbalance yourself and if you were to fall, then you will fall a long way down. So I'm really scared of heights. So I have never climbed on that swing, but the people who have gone on that swing say it's very fun. But maybe I'll try it next time, because now is the time of Dasai. It starts next week, so it is festive season around in Nepal right now. And let me talk about the other festival. It is Tihar. In the second picture on the left hand side on the bottom, maybe you can guess by the picture, it is a festival of lights. So a lot of Nepalese people, they put a lot of decorative lights in front of their home, and we celebrate the Tihar festival with a lot of lights. And the view is breathtaking from the top of the hill in the time of Tihar. So basically, Tihar festival consists of 4 days. In the first day, we worship the crows, the birds, we worship them. And on the second day, we worship the dogs. We worship the dogs because we thank them for their loyalty, their friendship to the human beings. Because let's face it, these days, dogs are more loyal than human beings. So we thank the dogs for their loyalty and their friendship that they show to the human beings. And the third day of Tihar is known as the Lakshmi Puja. It is known as Lakshmi Puja, and on that day we worship the cow. So cow is the national animal of our country. We worship the cow as a form of god. There is a god in our religion, Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, and we believe she is the god of wealth, of money, of property, of assets. So on the day of Lakshmi Puja, what we believe is the home which is the most cleanest, Lakshmi will come in that home. The goddess Lakshmi will come in that home and she will give us a lot of wealth. So on the morning of Lakshmi Puja, you can see many people, they start sweeping, they start brooming, and they just start to clean their home, just because there is a belief that Lakshmi will come in the home that is the most clean. So that is one of the belief we have in Tihar. So, and on the fourth day, the final day of Tihar is known as Bhai Tika. So Bhai means brother and Tika means worship. So what on this day what happens is the sisters, they worship their brothers. They thank their brothers for always being with them, for supporting them, and for acting like a guardian. So the final day of Tihar is known as the Bhai Tika. Now let me move to the other festival that is known as the Indra Jatra. So Indra is the god of water, the god of rain, and Jatra is festival. So now maybe you can guess what is it about. It is about the festival where we worship the god of light, sorry, the rain, Indra. We worship the Lord Indra, and this in this festival you can see it is a very busy festival. It is a very good street festival, and foreigners can enjoy this festival as well. So this is a street festival, and many people, they come together, they dance, they eat, they drink. So it is a very good and famous festival. Now let me move to the another slide. And this slide is about our most famous foods. So in the first picture on the left hand side, you can see a food named dal, bhat, tarkari. So this is the most famous food. If you come to Nepal, you have to eat all of this, but especially dal, bhat, tarkari. So dal, bhat, tarkari means, so this is the rice, the white, this is the rice, and this one right here, it is the lentil soup, and the other ones are the vegetables, the chicken, the mushroom, the spinach, the pickle, the cucumbers, the salads. So dal means lentil soup, and bhat means, of course, it means rice, and tarkari means everything else, like the salad, the pickle, the spinach, the mushroom, the chicken, the meat, and everything else. So this is called the dal bhat tarkari. And I eat this food every single day. I ate this yesterday, I ate it today, and I will eat it tomorrow. So we eat it every single day. And this food is cooked in every Nepalese kitchen. In the second picture, you can see a food that is known as momo. It is very similar to dumpling, and but in Nepal we call it momo. We don't call it dumpling. We call it momo. And this is made of flour, and inside it has meat. Inside it has meat, and sorry, inside it has meat, and it comes with lot of flavors. It comes with the meat of chicken, mutton, or buffalo or anything. And and actually this pickle you can see in the picture in the momo's pickle. This pickle is made up of ginger, garlic, coriander leaves, tomatoes, and many other Nepalese spices. So this is very, very tasty. And on the bottom, you can see the Newari food. So this food is very, very spicy. And actually, I don't really have a habit of eating spicy foods. So this is very spicy. This one right here is the buffalo meat, the pickle, the chickpeas, spinach, the spicy potatoes, boiled egg, some fried chickpeas, some chicken, and some alcohol as well. So this is a very famous Newari food. And if you come to Nepal, then you have to try these three foods. These are just the best. These are just the best foods. So these three are the most famous foods in our country. There are a lot of foods that we cook, but generally, if you come to Nepal, then you will find these three foods in every street corner. You will find these foods everywhere. Now let me jump to the other slide, and this one I will be talking about the education system in Nepal.
Excuse
So
me, Mr. Anish.
yes,
5 minutes left.
sorry,
5 minutes left.
isn't it 25 minutes for the session?
Now, the new regulation is like 20 minutes for the presentation.
Yeah.
So it's five minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, okay. So the Nepalese language in the schools, I have to say, because from grade 1 to 10 is school, and from grade 11 and thereafter we have to study in college. So Nepalese language is not really a priority in boarding schools. There are two kinds of schools. They are the boarding and the government. And the government school, Nepali, you can speak Nepali, there is no problem. The teachers won't shout at you. But if you go to private school and if you're speaking Nepali, then you are in big trouble because English is a must speak language in boarding school. And if you speak Nepali, then you have to pay fine. I have paid a lot of fine because I spoke in Nepali. So this is one of the cultures of Nepalese language in many kinds of schools. So let me jump right into the other one. This is the tourism section. And this is the tourism section. And so the first one, for the first picture you can see is the Fewa Lake. And Nepal is a very, very famous tourist destination. Many tourists come here just for tourism to enjoy the places, the natural beauty, the heritage, the culture. So the first picture is Fewa Lake, and this is in Pokhara. And Pokhara is very famous place for tourists after can just roam around the lake, enjoy the view of the mountains, and just enjoy your time. The second picture is Pashupatinath Temple. It is a famous Hindu temple. It is one of the most oldest temple in the world. And in the third picture, you can see the trekkers. They're actually moving towards the Everest base camp. So, in order to get to the Mount Everest, and actually, let me just remind you, Mount Everest is located in Nepal, and many people come to Nepal to climb the Mount Everest. And right now in the picture, these guys they are going to the Everest base camp, and from there you climb the Mount Everest. On the fourth picture, you can see Swambhunath. So Swambhunath is also known as the Monkey Temple, and it is a very famous place not only for the Buddhist but also for other religions as well because it is located at the top of the hill, and you can have a beautiful view of the Kathmandu city from there. And so it is a very dangerous place also because of the monkeys. There are a lot of monkeys, and one time a monkey stole our food and water. So you have to be careful when you go to Swambhunath. In the fifth picture, you can see Bodhanath. It is also Buddhist stupa. In the sixth picture, you can see Chitwan National Park. It is a place where you can have a lot of you can see a lot of animals, the tigers, the deers, the rhinos, and a lot of them. You can climb on elephant, you can just roam around the jungle and enjoy the wildlife. And the final picture is Lumbini. So Lumbini is the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha is the founder of Buddhism. I'm sure many of you know the Gautam Buddha is, and he was born in that place. That temple is called the Maya Devi Temple, and Lord Buddha was born there. So many tourists go there as well. It is filled with tourists in the tourist year. So actually, this year was supposed to be the tourism year, 2020, but because of COVID-19, it got disrupted. So these are the famous tourist sites in Nepal. So let me move to my final topic, and that is the history. So the first guy on the screen, like I said before, we have a rich history, a long history. In the first picture, we can see Prithviraj Shaha on the left hand side. So he is actually the father of our nation, because before him there was no country called Nepal. Actually, our country was divided into small states. So what he did was he came out and he conquered every state, he fought battles, and then he made this country into one single piece known as Nepal. So he is known as the father of our nation. In the second picture, you can see the Ranas. So Ranas, like I mentioned before, they were the most strict and the guys who exercised high authority. They also killed a lot of Nepalese people who protested against them. So they were very strict, but they also did tremendous work in developing our country, in making this country better. They improved relations with many countries and they made this country better. They ruled over 100 years. And in the last picture, we can see the five-person on the picture, and those are the royal family of Nepal: the king, the queen, the prince, and the princess. So tragically, on 2001, on the month of June, the five royal members of family were brutally killed and murdered in the palace. We still don't know why and who killed them. So later, his brother was accused, and his brother was removed from the king as well. So that's how the Nepalese finished the monarchy. That's how the king and queen monarchy ended. So this is, I think, all about the history. So for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anis, for incredible presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, so we come up to Q&A session,
Yes.
and I will be the first person who gonna ask you. So I'm
Okay.
curious about, is there any similarities between India and Nepal?
So actually, we both are neighboring countries, and we both have a lot of similarities. And but there are a lot of differences. For example, the language. The language is not the same. We have different language. And second thing is, I think um, the education system, or the other kinds of the hierarchical stuff, I think they are different as well. We both are different independent countries, and we do have a lot of similarities. We do have a lot of similarities as well. So we both have similarities, we both have dissimilarities. We are both same, we're both different at the same time as well. So it's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, actually, it's hard to explain and
Yeah.
interesting to.
Hmm.
Thank you, Mr. Anis. So we have next question. Next question is from Mas Arum Puspitarini. Hello, Kak Anis Kimire. I have read a lot about selected Pipsan girl in Nepal as the place of the goddess Kumari. Is it true that after the girl have retired upon puberty from this job of or position, they receive social discrimination from society, and they consider as girl who brings bad luck, etc. I first know the story from Webtoon for the sake of Sita. Okay.
That is an excellent, excellent question. Thank you so much for the question. So, yes, the first part of the question is correct. We do have a system or a ritual of selecting a girl and putting her as the goddess Kumari because we think she's pure. And after she completes her criteria, and after she is not eligible anymore to be Kumari, then she is asked to retire from the position. And let me tell you, the discrimination, as it seems, is not so high, but still, the girl who is known as Kumari, she has to come back and find her place in the society after she fulfills her position. But the discrimination is not so high. People accept it as a part of their culture, as a part of their ritual, and this has been going on for a long, long time. So the discrimination is not so big, and maybe some people they believe it brings bad luck because there are some people who think very conservatively. There are some conservative people that don't like to think and with an open mind. So maybe some people who are very religious, who are very closed minded, and who still live in the time age of 30, 40 years ago, so they may still believe this kind of nonsense because the girl is not bad luck. She just fulfilled a cultural position. So the discrimination is not so high. The girl is easily accepted into the society, but it might still be hard for some people to accept her because of their closed mind. But apart from that, she is not discriminated, and she is not considered as the one who brings bad luck as far as I know. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, I think it's interesting question though,
Yeah.
and a lot of explanation behind it. Okay, so my second question would be, I'm curious, like there are a lot of festival in Nepal, right? So I want to know why only maybe one festival that you might recommend the tourists to come.
Yes. So I think the one festival I recommend the most to the tourist is the one that I actually forgot to mention in the session in the first place. So it is called Holi, and Holi is a festival that is celebrated by every single religion in our country: the Hindus, the Buddhists, the Muslims, everybody celebrates this festival because let me tell you, this festival is about water and color. So we splash water on each other, like we collect water and then we pour the water on people. We so maybe mainly the teenagers and the young kids, they play with the water. But if it is on the perception of the elders, they use the colors. So for example, if I want to play holy with you, then what I will do is I will ask you to bring some colors. I will myself bring some colors, and then we'll play holy by saying happy holy, and then we will rub our cheeks with colors. We will splash water on each other, and it is a street festival as well. So if you are a foreigner wanting to visit Nepal at the time of festival, then if you come to Holi, then you will have a blast. It is the best, in my opinion, in Nepal, because Dosai and Tihar are also great, but they are not generally welcoming to the tourist. But for the foreigners, it is very, very welcoming and very, very profound as a festival. Holi is. So I highly suggest you to come in the time of Holi and be a part of this glorious festival.
Okay, may I know when is the right time to come, like to celebrate the Holi, like which month?
Actually, I know the one in Nepali. I'll just check the one in English. Just a second.
Okay, take your time.
So yes, it is in the month of March. It falls on March, maybe after March 10, maybe at the end of March. So it is in March.
Thank you for the information. Maybe you guys want to come to Nepal, so like
Yeah.
mark your calendar March.